Twist and Shout Records in Denver. This is my third time I've been here. Extremely large, overwhelming shot, but very cool. Spend a lot of time and a lot of money in there. Very nice place. It's going to work. Okay, Twist and Shout Records. And I just want to say, this place is overwhelming. Just too much, man. Books, CDs. I mean, goes forever. I was here a couple years ago, my last time I visited my son. He used to live right down here. And it was within walking distance. So I came on down and yeah. It's just, you gotta have time if you really want to dig. Wow, there's movies. That's the video room. Oh God. Just keeps going. Going. Masters. And going. Overwhelming, isn't it?
But she was like, you know, Nick.
Hey,
man. It was like Nick or Keegan or, so it's just upstock. Like she wasn't doing registers, she wasn't on the counter. But now she's full. Now she's like full on. So, and then Brooklyn is, yeah, they're here today. So,
nice.
So our plan was
Let's face it, the decorations are half the fun, aren't they?
I think it'll be a lot more beneficial.
Yeah, does that make you slobber? Just look in one of these here. See what I missed? Hey, I've never seen this. I want to go see her in concert tomorrow night with Forever Plant. It's just, I mean, it's just so much stuff. There's some stuff that just popped in. We're gonna be the first to look at it. We hunt buffalo. Oh, wow. All right, this just dropped. Here we go. Fresh. Playing some R.L. Burnside in the background. Very good stuff. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, you know I'm not gonna like that one. Okay. Those are box sets. See that? That goes on forever. I mean, it's a wall full of CD box sets.
I want some milk. Yeah.
Come over here. All the classical. 45s. Compilations, soundtracks. This is stuff I don't see. Maybe everyone else does. That's all classical. Here's your world. Yep. It's big. And specially decorated heads. Very interesting. Very big. I don't know, I'm overwhelmed. Today's video is brought to you by Twist and Shout Records in Denver. So that was the store tour. I did one from Twist and Shout maybe 2-3 years ago was the last time I've been there. I've been there twice. My son used to live in that area, but now they've moved 20 miles away from that. But when I was in town, I went to Wax Tracks and I went to Twist and Shout. Twist and Shout is just, it kind of blows your mind. It is so much. I mean, from general merchandise, the t-shirts, the socks, the little accessories, anything you would want, you know, hey, it's Christmas time. My husband, my son, whatever's a record collector, my wife, go there. You got the little different little bits and bobbles. But then the amount of new music is incredible. The amount of CDs, ungodly. Cassettes, DVDs, books, so many music books. It blows your mind. You can take forever in here. So I showed you some of the stuff. You saw some of the jazz. Now, my last visit, I found some really good stuff in there that was more post-punk. I didn't find much this time. It was mostly, they had all these high-priced jazz, more than I wanted to pay, though. And, you know, regretfully, you know, like, you know, when I visited the last time, I got the first rain parade. Well, that got rained out with the flood. But I still found some pretty neat stuff. I found a neat African album. You know, they have a nice reggae world music section. But, you know, so we had this. They have postcards. Twist and Shout. Look at that. Twist and Shout. There we go. Jack Black happening. That's fun. Decal. It's such a new store. Such a clean store. 1988. We have another decal from Twist and Shout. Oh, this is free to grab. Whoops. There we go. Eric and Rankin, Twist and Shout. Fun stuff, Twist and Shout. How about the Ramones at Twist and Shout? Well, supposedly. So, just, it's a fun place. It is. You have to have a lot of time. I spent, you know, probably a little over an hour in there. And I just got to get going. But if you really got a lot of time, it's something to do. So that was part one. All right, so we got a couple parts here. I want to show you a Grail, and then Miss 80s, Beth, she has a contest going on that show 5. I'm going to show you 5 John Coltrane box sets. Okay, but first let's get into a Grail. So since the flood, there's been certain albums that I have really, really wanted to bring back. One was the Waterboys, Fisherman's Blues. I was able to get that thanks to Brian Lozo. He's from Maine. He sent that to me about a month ago, and I've showed that. Another one I don't have yet, it's been going to be very difficult, is My Bloody Valentine's Loveless. I really would like to get that thing back in. I love that album so much. Very hard, very expensive. The third came into my local store, Radio Wasteland. And the funny part is, pop a picture in here. The picture. Already, in less than a year ago, one of these came in. And now a second one came in. And so that's Jim, the owner of Radio Wasteland. And ta-da, another one. And this is in such incredible, beautiful shape. Look at that. This is it's a 2-album set, 44 songs, and they're just, I mean, look at the track listing on that. It is one of the most important post-punk albums ever made. The Minutemen's a 3-piece group, and they all were writing on here. They found their groove, and they were all over the place. They even do a Van Halen cover on here. And I would tell you, I can't think of, this is Nothing About Love. Oh, my God. There's so much on here. I'm trying to read the track listing. But there's a Van Halen cover. But they cover leftist punk politics. They have a little polka in here. I mean, they're all over the place. But it's cohesive. The guitar playing's great. There's kind of a jazz feel to it at times. And the drumming's just phenomenal. They put it all together. This is one of the greatest ranked, but also, when you listen to it, post-punk albums. I can't even say post-punk. Punk. Out of California, SST, huge, really good friends with Husker Du. These guys were hung out together. They had a fun time. They were really good friends. But T-Boone died, and so they're only around from 80 to 86. But the legacy of the music they made is incredible. This was such an important find and was one of my top 3 that I really, really wanted to bring back in. And I tell you, I just, the Waterboys did bring a tear to my eye, I swear to God. But this one here, important. Another one, this isn't a grail, but it's one I've been looking for. And finally found it at a decent price, because some of the prices are just nuts on Discogs. Grace Jones, Warm Leatherette. So Grace Jones, by the time she made this, she was about 30. She'd done 3 disco albums already. When disco was dying, we had to get into something else, so she went post-punk. And she went, and, she's from Jamaica. She has Sly Dunbar and some others, and they produced this. Sly Dunbar's on drums, Robbie Shakespeare on bass, Barry Reynolds guitar. There is just some incredible people. Chris Blackwell produced it, along with Eric, Alex Sagden. This is an amazing album. It got Grace Jones noticed. It got her going again. Now, the inner sleeve is pure black. Okay. So just on here, she has Warm Leatherette by The Normal. Her version's just outstanding. Private Life. A Rolling Stone, she wrote that. Love is the Drug. The Hunter Gets Captured. Bullshit. She does Breakdown from Tom Petty. And Tom Petty wrote a 3rd verse for her for this album. He liked that so much. And Pars. Quite a few of these were written. Oh man, which one did the Pretenders do? was it Private Life? Private Life was from the Pretenders. She took these songs, she truly made it her own. I mean, and Chris Blackwell producing this thing did just a phenomenal job. This took her to a whole new direction, and her next 3 albums were absolutely outstanding. I've been wanting this one. There's 4 albums from her I want. This is the lead, and so super happy to get both those albums. Just boom, you know, get them back in. All right, so, and Miss 80s. I always call her Beth from B-Side. I mean, she's changed her name, but now it's Miss 80s. And it's longer, and I just went blank on the rest of it, but it's scrolled across the screen. But it's Beth. And Beth and Mr. Finglish are the greatest hands video people in the whole wide world. I mean, they're really, really good. Gordon's good too. But, you know, she doesn't show herself, but she shows great music, and 80s is her thing. And I know I've told her, you know, I'm not, you know, Footloose or Grease. I'm sorry, she knows that. But she has a contest. 5 whatever you want. 5 or whatever you want. Show me 5. So I said, I'm looking. I thought about going really with some crap stuff. But I thought, no, you know what? Let's do John Coltrane box sets. 5 Coltrane box sets. First one is Coltrane in Mono. There's the albums. Here's what do I want to take? All right, let's just do it. It's the vinyl community, damn it, with CDs. All right, so on here we have the Coltrane Legacy. This is just some extra. Coltrane Plays the Blues. Ole from Coltrane. Bags and Train. These are, of course, all in mono. The Incredible Giant Steps is in here. You have a 45 with My Favorite Things, Part 1, Part 2. And you have... this one I haven't listened to as much, sorry. The Avant-Garde John Coltrane and Don Cherry. As soon as you say avant-garde, you go, oh, good Lord, I won't understand that. And then just, you have a nice book. So, cool set. It came out in mono. It was really fun to get this. And, you know, I got this, you know, after the flood, there was just from the outpouring of people and sending money to me. This was a purchase I made that I really, really liked. But from the flood saved. These weren't ruined in the flood. We have John Coltrane CD box set. Miles Davis and John Coltrane were up super high next to the ceiling. So this box set here looks at the classic quartet, the Impulse studio recordings. Isn't that nice? So it's more, it's not I think it's more chronological on here, but it is a nice 7/8 CD box set. Comes with a nice little book that I'm not going to flip much through. Metal case, kind of what they did with the Miles Davis cases. And you can see the metal case, I guess, is now marking up my packaging. I also have the Heavyweight Companion, the Complete Atlantic Recordings from John Coltrane. And so on here, again, it's not necessarily set up. It's more just laid out. It's not necessarily set up by album. So, you know, which is kind of nice if they do that, but you're just getting all of the recordings. It does come with a little book here in there. This is really, I'm having a difficult time showing this, even without Cat. So, looking at all of the Atlantic recordings are on here. Comes in this nice little case. Very beautiful. And also it has the a seventh disc on here in this little box. Outtakes. This is an outtake thing, so pretty cool. Very, very nice. Again, box set from John Coltrane. Then we have John Coltrane Impulse Albums, Volume 1. Here, we actually do the albums. We got ballads, Coltrane, Duke Ellington and Coltrane, African Brass, and Live at the Vanguard. And you can open them up. So it's like the original artwork that you would have found on that. Very nice. Looks great. Also, Impulse Volume 2. On this one, Coltrane and Johnny Harmon. We have Coltrane Live at Birdland. We have The Impressions. John Coltrane Quartet Crescent. And, of course, Love Supreme. That's a lot of Coltrane. A lot of Coltrane. You know, I don't have that much except for this mono box set and a couple other things I bought because I really have so much of it here and I can play the whole thing in one sitting. And I really do enjoy these. So, 5 John Coltrane box sets from the guy that thinks Miles Davis is king. I don't think, I know. So, that's what we got this week. Great record store. Absolute grail I've been looking for. 5 things for Miss 80s. Please look at her channel. Check it out. Sub her. She is a very nice person. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me. Bye.